Hello and welcome. Welcome back, guys, to monkweb. My name is Ayush, and this is the most special video of my channel. This is how I actually cracked the solutions architect with absolutely zero experience. I never worked in a corporate, so I don't even have any experience, but I still cracked the solutions architect certification. And before you judge me, before you say, oh, I'm just saying I don't have that, let me just show you the certification, and then you can maybe take me seriously. So this is the cert, this one. Okay, you can even go through these and with this link and even check that I have done it or not. So basically it doesn't actually do anything, it's just a certification. Okay, so yes, I have did it. Now if you validated me, let's see. This is my journey, how I started from absolutely zero and actually cracked the certification. So why this is a huge thing? When I went to Reddit or YouTube or even talked to my friends who are working in corporate, everyone said the same thing. They said it's nearly impossible to crack this certification without having any experience. Well, so I did it and I proved them wrong, but I am not here to brag. I am just here to help some other fellow students who are confused if they should pursue this certification or not. And because when they go to go online and research about it, they will see the same thing, that you cannot do it. Even AWS itself, they told, like, if you go to the certification website, they clearly mentioned that at least 1 year of experience is required to crack this. So here I am. I cracked it with zero experience, and of course I am learning in public. So the day I started learning AWS, I recorded everything. I put it up on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Medium, everywhere, and Instagram as well. So now that I cleared the certification, now also I want to share how exactly I did it. I did it step by step. So shall we just start? Okay. And from absolutely zero, I mean that I will assume that you don't even know what a cloud is. Okay. So even if you don't know that, you can clear the certification. Okay. So I have wrote everything down. I have made a flow chart just like the previous video I did. This is the third part of this series. Okay, in the previous one, I explained how much AWS is too much AWS. So how much AWS do you actually need to pass this certification? And if you haven't watched that, watch that one first and come here later on. All right. So let's just get started. Before I say anything or before I explain anything, there's a disclaimer. Okay. So yeah, this is the disclaimer that this exam is absolutely not easy. Okay, it is not easy. Many people fail even if they have 4 or 5 years of experience. They fail this exam the first time, even the second time. Okay, so it's not easy. So before you start and become motivated by this video, I just wanted to share that it's not easy. Okay, I worked very, very hard, and you will see that in this flow chart, in the journey that I will show you. You will see that every day was just consistent hard work, consistent. I will share everything. So yeah, so just from the title, I don't want you to get motivated. Of course, if you are confused that you can do it or you cannot, of course you can do it. That's for sure. I did it, so you can as well. I'm no special person. Okay, but it is not easy. All right, you have to give everything, and I'm not saying that you have to have like every day you have to give your 100% and everything. No, I have made it schedule flexible. You can take breaks, and it's actually necessary to take breaks because you will think to give up multiple times in this journey. I did that as well, but I just went on with the flow because I just wanted to prove everyone wrong, and I just wanted to do it real bad. So okay, so now that's out of the way. The prerequisites that you need to know, let me zoom out a little bit. Yes, okay, now I think you can see this, right? Yes, so these are the prerequisites. Yes, I wrote everything down, okay, and I will share this diagram as well, so you don't have to watch this video again. I think this video will be 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want you to waste that. I will just link this flow chart, everything in the description below, okay. 6 months maximum, and I'm not saying you have to give like crazy 10 hours per day, 7 hours per day. No, you can give 3 to 4 hours a day, but when I say 3 to 4 hours, dedicated 3 to 4 hours, okay. It's not that you are checking your phone in between and all of that. Serious 3 to 4 hours, okay. You can do like 2 hours in morning and 2 hours in evening. If you want a break in between, you can do that as well, okay. It will take 6 months. You can do it in less if you have some experience, but I am assuming that you don't even know what a cloud is. So we are starting from absolutely basics, absolute zero. That's where I started, okay. 3 to 4 hours a day, and a lot of patience, because a lot of time you will feel to give up, and trust me, you will feel that. I felt that as well. So you have to have patience, okay. You absolutely can do it if you can do the work, and exactly the steps I gave you, you will 100% pass the exam in the first attempt, that's for sure. But just have patience, give 3 to 4 hours a day, and after 6 months you can just comment down in the comment section and share your certification as well. So I will congratulate you as well. All right, let's just get started with this video, okay. So okay, first phase, if you're ready, let's start, okay. So how to start? And yes, I have wrote everything down. Whatever I am saying, it's there in the flow chart. So it's also for me, so that I don't forget anything. So we are starting from absolute zero. So at this point, you need to understand some basic concepts, right? So what is a cloud? What is AWS? What is Azure? What is GCP? So there is 3 types. Well, like there is various cloud, but the most famous are 3 of them: Google's cloud, GCP, Microsoft's cloud, that is Azure, and AWS. So the reason I started with AWS is that AWS acquires 70% of the cloud market, okay. So if you learn AWS, of course you have to learn other clouds as well, because approximately more than 90% companies use multi-cloud setup, not just AWS, okay. So but if you start with AWS, you can shift, the skills are easily transferable. It's pretty much, the concepts pretty much are the same. You just if in AWS, or maybe a EC2 instance is called a EC2 instance, but in GCP it's called something else, in Azure it's called something else, but the concept remains the same, okay. It's a virtual machine basically. So this is that. How to start? Just watch. I recommend you to watch a tutorial. If you want a free version, YouTube. If you want a paid version, Udemy. But I will suggest you go to the paid version. The reason is because the free version is also there. First, let me show you that one. What I did exactly. Okay, I went through this. This is Gaurav Sharma, amazing person. He teaches amazing, and you can see that I have went through. Let me first get myself out of the way so you can see. Just a second. Okay, now Can you see now? I think you can. Okay. This is the playlist. I have seen many videos, approx like 40 something. Yeah, 47 videos and 48 half I watched. So approx 47, 48 videos I watched. And the only problem with this is if you have a lot of time, you can go through absolutely awesome videos, awesome tutorials. He is a very kind and very generous person. But the only problem here is that this playlist contains 226 videos. So a lot actually, right? So basically, and one more problem is that this tutorial now, it's very generous. So it does not specifically target the certification, the Cloud Solutions Architect certification, but it will teach you AWS real good. Okay, if you want, I will leave the link in description. Okay, so everything about AWS is covered, but it's just not target to the specific solutions architect. Now if you're thinking that if I know AWS I can give the exam, well, you are not right here. Okay, because AWS Solutions Architect certification, the exam itself is a very specific. So the question they ask you, it's a very scenario based question. Okay, if you don't know about the exam, I have covered it in like the first video of this series. You can watch that. Okay, though every question is scenario based question. In this specific scenario, what will you do? Okay, so now Gaurav doesn't teaches you that specific thing. He teaches amazing AWS, but it's just not targeted to the certification. Okay, here we are targeting the certification, so that's why I don't recommend you to watch everything, because we want a strategic targeted approach, right, to approach the certification. For that, I recommend you to go through this one. This is Stephen Marik, very famous guy in the cloud. So yeah, you can see that I have completed the every tutorial here, and this one actually is longer than the Gaurav's one. This contains actually like various videos, a lot of them, and you can go through this. This is specific for this exam. Okay, and yeah, this is the first step you have to do to understand the basics. I recommend you to do a mixture of both. I went to like 46 of his videos and then I shifted to Stephen's course, so you can do this as well. I also recommend, after doing these, I recommend you to make some projects, but I won't just randomly give you everything. Let's just stick to our structure here. Okay, let me make myself a little smaller. Yeah, perfect now. All right, so okay, now when you are here, so I started with Gaurav's course, and then after 46 videos I shifted to Stephen Marik. All right, because it is specifically for the Solutions Architect Associate exam. Don't watch this as Netflix series. Make notes, and the importance of notes, you will get that by the end of this video. This will help a lot, okay, when you move ahead. Okay, don't forget this. So of course this will feel boring after like 20-25 videos or even 15 videos, so you can start making projects in between itself. So for the project, Nextwork is the great thing. I went through them as well, so you can go through like nextwork.org. Here you have various projects you have, from beginners to AI to DevOps to everything. So you can go through these are well structured courses, projects. And even if you don't like reading instructions, which are very simple, by the way. If you don't like this, you can just always go through the videos as well. So video instruction, and you can just follow along. The goal here is not to make end-to-end project by yourself. The goal here is to get comfortable with the cloud environment and what is, how AWS console works, how to make an ID and all of that. Okay, I also did that. So of course I can do a slight integration here. So I have my course as well, I have my playlist. This can give you a basic knowledge for free. So I have like starting, why do we need cloud and all of that, what is AWS, why AWS, absolutely basics, to projects. So I have covered like 2 hours video, 1 hour video, all of these are project videos. So after some so I knew that, after 6, 7, 10 or maybe 15 videos, you will get bored. So I did not went through theoretical. After just like 7 videos, I started a project. And when we start projects and when we are, when I'm explaining and we are doing the project, I explain things on the way. So, at that, I thought that, and I believe that this is a more practical way to understand things. So that's why I went through like this way. So you can go to this as well. I can leave a link in the description as well. Okay, done. Now by the end of if you go a little slower and be a little flexible, you will complete this in 1 or 2 months. Okay, don't rush, just go through it easy, and have fun in the process, because if you don't have fun, later on you will give up. You are more likely to give up. Okay, so if you are not having fun here and you don't like cloud, and you can just change, if you don't get the taste. Okay, because next steps are very, very hard. This is easy, just watching tutorials, making some small projects, and maybe documenting as well. That is a plus. I also did that. You can do that as well. And it was fun for me. So I got interested, and then I, went on with the certification. That is a hard path. Right now, everything is cool. Okay. So now if you have done these after 1-2 months, then we move to the next step. The above will take you quite some time. You will feel to give up. Of course, I felt the same, but I was interested. Even if you have 40-50% interest and rest is you are just not interested, I mean, by doing things, I felt that this is for me. So I went ahead. You can do as well whatever you feel like. Okay, take breaks in between, very important. Don't rush it. Okay, once this is done, we will move to the next step. After you are ready, well, you will never be ready, but after you are just comfortable, and you can make some here and there, you can make some slight changes in the projects, you can make some basic projects, you are comfortable with the environment, some theory as well. Now, of course, I didn't mention the in Stephen's course, you also have some quizzes as well after every section. So it makes the course interesting as well. So a lot of sections are there, but after every section you have some quizzes as well and all of that. So you can do this. After all this, it's time for mock test. And it's just came very fast in the flow chart, but in the real life it will take quite some time, maybe 2 months. Okay, so all right, let's start with where to go for mock test. Well, you have to buy Udemy subscription. And this is what I did. Okay, so whatever I did, I'm just telling you. So you can get better resources if you research a bit. I researched a lot. I found out that the 3 top mock tests are there. So I took all of 3. Stephens, John Bonso's, and Neil Davis's. Alright. So I have purchased everything. It's just if you purchase the Udemy subscription, all of these are included there. So you don't have to pay individually. All right. Now start with Stephen's. Okay. All right. So I did this. I start with Stephen's course. Because I start with Stephen's course, I thought that okay, these practice tests will be like easier because I went through his course, but I scored terrible. I scored 55%, and you will too. Maybe you will score a lot lesser. Maybe you will score 60-65%, and that's okay. All right. There are a lot of chances you will fail all the 6 tests. Okay, I did that as well. I think like out of 6 tests, I like failed 5 of them, I think. So because the passing percentage is 72%, so the stakes are high here. All right. So there are a lot of chances that you will fail, and that's fine. Okay. I failed too, and still I made it. Okay. So you can do as well. All right. Next thing. But the main thing is the analysis you do after the test. So after every test, I note down everything in my notebook physically. I don't suggest you to write down in the copy paste on the notepad. I don't recommend it. If you write with your own hands, it's easier to remember, because after like 6 tests individual, right? So it is 18 tests. After 18 tests, it's less likely you will remember what was the first test and what was the concept there. All right. So when you maintain a notebook, it's easier to revise. All right, and it will help a lot. You will see that. Okay. After 6 tests, I gave them again from the start. Yes, I did, because I failed a lot of them. So I again did those 6 tests, Stephen's test. And I repeated this until I scored at least 80%. I highly recommend you to do this. Repeat the same process. Do one test, analyze that, do the second, analyze, third, analyze, fourth, fifth, sixth, analyze everything, every concept you get wrong, and every concept you get right as well, because there are a lot of questions where you just guess the answers and you will get it right. But also after in the analysis in the Udemy's every course and every test, they give you explanations as well. But if you don't feel like getting the explanation, just go to ChatGPT and paste the question and the solution. It will explain you in much simpler way, so you can note down every concept in your notebook. All right, I did that. After some time, my scores went up from 55 to 66 to 68%. I was still failing and rarely passing. But, it was still some progress that I was making. And it felt really good. Trust me. After failing 5-6 tests, when you first pass, it feels really good. Okay. So, after like 6-7 tests you will give and you will fail consistently. Here's what, because I failed, so I doubted myself a lot, and you will too. But trust me, even if you fail all the 18 tests, you can still pass the examination. All right. The thing that matters is how you analyzing those tests. What are the concepts? If you understand every concept in the test, you will get the exam. You will pass it. All right. So even if you not consistently scoring or passing, give it another go. Even if you are not passing in the second attempt, give it third time. I also gave it. Okay. My scores were stuck to 68%. Sometimes I was scoring 72, but it was rare. I was consistently scoring about 68, 69%, and like 1 in 3 test, I was scoring 72, 73%. So I was very confused that if in this stage I give the real exam, I don't know how much I will score. So it was a huge range. Sometimes I was failing the test, sometimes I was passing, so I wasn't sure. All right, so at this point I understood that there is some gap in my knowledge, so I have to enhance my knowledge. So I went through every cheat sheets and every notes, whether tutorials dojo, whether everything, DigitalOcean and all of that on the internet, Reddit, Telegram, every note I went through them and noted every new concept that I encountered. So noting things don't make it more memorable, so rather than just reading. So there are over 200 plus tools, so concepts are very vast, syllabus is vast, and it's very hard to remember things. So I highly recommend you to note everything down. All right, I am personally filled 2 full notebooks, and before every test I revised everything. So after all the cheat sheets and this or that versus differences between the tools, all of that I read and I noted and I revised. Then I gave the exam again. Then I finally started scoring about 75 to 88. Maybe sometime I was like low on the score, like borderline 72%, and sometimes I was scoring 86, 88%. So the notes really helped at this point, because I was revising everything, and after every test I was analyzing and adding to that notes as well. So I was curating every concepts on my notebook. Okay, I gave every test twice. Yes, I did, to make sure I remember everything and scored consistently well. So there were 2 times. I even wrote that here. And also I gave some tests 3 times because I wasn't scoring 80%. You have to mark 80% as the bare minimum. Don't schedule your exam when you are not scoring 80% consistently in every mock test. Okay, it doesn't matter you do it 2 times, 3 times, but you have to score more than 80%. All right. So in total for me, there were 18 tests, and I gave every test twice, so it's 36. And sometimes I gave some tests I gave 3 times as well. So in total I gave like about 40 tests. Yeah. So at first I told you it's not easy, and when you consistently fail, you're more likely to give up. But trust me, don't give up at that moment. I was about to give up, but after 1-2 days, when I expanded my knowledge and makes notes and everything, then I started seeing results, and you will see them too. Okay, so finally started 75 to 88%, and I was pretty confident at that time. Notes really help, of course. I gave every test twice, and yes, I gave 40 tests. Also, there is one official test from AWS. There are 2 actually. One consists of 20 questions, and that is absolutely free. And other one is full practice test that consists of 65 questions, but that is paid, so I didn't got that. I only, after all these 40 tests, I gave this 20 question test, and I scored 80%. So at this point, my confidence became very strong. I was pretty confident that yes, I am now ready to give the main exam. Of course, I was nervous, and I know that you are never ready to actually give the exam. But after subconsciously that you are now scoring above 75% and 80% as well. So now you can manage the exam. So then I scheduled the exam, and I had like good 4 or 5 days till the exam. So I revised everything. At this point, the notes, the test that I gave the first time, that concept, I revised everything from the start to the 18th test. Everything I revised, and also the 20 question practice test that I gave, the official one, I also revised that. And finally the day came, and I sat down for the exam. The proctor was strict. She told me to they really make sure you are not cheating, so you have to webcam, show them everything with your webcam. I already explained that in the I think the first video in this series, so you can just watch that. So I was very nervous. So it was 65 questions, right? till the 15 question, the questions were very tough, or either I was very nervous because till then I wasn't very comfortable because the environment is new. I'm used to give the Udemy mock test, and it's pretty chill, right? The real exam is, the mental pressure is huge, so that's why. But there is a option to flag the questions, so you can review them later on. Even if you don't flag the question, you can review every question when you hit the submit button on the 65th question. There's a chart that comes up, and you can review every question, and you can change the answer as well. Okay. So, and after 15 question, it was a smooth ride. At that point, I got very comfortable that okay, this is just like my mock test now, and it was a bit easier than the mock test because in the mock test the questions are a bit lengthy and options as well. But in the real exam, I felt that the questions a bit shorter and the options were also a bit shorter. So I got comfortable, and initial questions were tough. Later it was a smooth ride. I completed the exam, and I reviewed the flagged question, made some changes, and finally submitted the exam. Now, so it was very, very exhausting. Also, one more tip here: if you are not a native English speaker, you can take an ESL, that is 30 minutes extra. You can see that in the dashboard. Okay, when you schedule the exam at that time, you get that at the dashboard. So I got 30 minutes extra as well, and I thought it's a huge time because in my mock test I was completing the mock test in like 1.5 hours, but the actual exam, the first 15 question took me a lot of time, and I felt like I'm running out of time. So even that very, very helped. The 30 minutes I got really helped. So yeah, so I slept then, and after like 2-3 hours I got the mail, and of course I saw that notification and it said congratulations. So again I saw this certification, and yeah, it was a bumpy ride from the start till I actually got the certification. From the start, I mean the first, what is cloud, I read that, and after some months I got the certification. So it was a bumpy ride, and you went through all of that with me right now. Very, very tough. Every day was like I felt like giving up, but I thought in my mind that if I do not do this, it's done for me. I don't have any backup option. This certificate is the only thing that I have to do. So this was my mindset throughout this whole journey. And as soon as I saw this message, it was a very emotional moment for me. I had a breakdown as well, and I still getting emotional. So okay, that's fine. Now I get the certification, but you can do as well. Yeah, it's not really a big deal. Now if I see it, you just have to prepare yourself. Okay. Now, if you are asking, or if you are thinking that can I make this a little easier for you? Well, I can. What if I tell you you don't have to go through everything, like because I went through the hard way. I purchased the subscription. I went through all 18 tests. I gave them repeatedly. I gave 40 tests and all of that. And also, I noted down everything. So I went through the hard way because there wasn't an easier path. But now that I cleared it, I can make it a little easier for you. I can help you. So, you know that I actually maintained the notebook, and I have that notebooks, 2 notebooks I filled completely. So I have that, and trust me, if you go through that notebook, that is absolutely gold. You will never find, up till now, you won't find anything like that, because people don't study like that. They note down the notes somewhere in the notepad, or even the Gen Zs right now, they are studying with iPads and everything. that that is very hard to memorize things when the smallest of the small concept can come in the exam. So you have to memorize everything, and it's just very hard to remember, right? So if you write everything down and you have a concise notes, it it's actually makes very easy. So all of the 18-20 tests that I gave, I wrote everything down, every concept, wrong and right, every cheat sheet, every one line concepts, every this or that, a tool versus tool comparisons. I wrote everything down, so it's absolutely gold. And if you get the notes, I guarantee you will pass the exam, because it contains like everything. All right. So if you want my notes, just email me at monkweb9@gmail.com. I will pin that down in the comment section or in the description. Just check that out. You can mail me, and I can just send it to you. I can also scan that, and I can physically post it to you as well. So it will help you. Okay. Of course, it took me months to make that notebook. So of course it's not free, because if I give you for free, you will not value it. So of course it took me a long time and a lot of efforts, and every 2.5 hours that I set for every test, and then analyze that for 3 to 4 hours. It was a hard time making that notebook. Okay. It's my sweat and tears basically. Okay. So I gave everything I got, and the result that I actually have, the certification that I have, is the result of my notes. If I don't have the notes, I couldn't able to pass the test, because literally every concept is there. Okay. If you want a free thing, I am sharing AWS one-liner concepts from the notes to my Instagram. I shared, like, till now I have like 36-37 reels already for the one-liners. I am also planning to share the scenario based questions that I have in my notes on the YouTube as well, YouTube shorts, but it will take some time. And if you're already in the journey, I'll highly just suggest that you buy the notes from me. It will help you. Okay. I'm not forcing you. I'm not selling you. I'm not doing it for views. I'm not doing it to become viral. I'm just here to help you, because I didn't had anyone to guide me or to give me notes directly, handwritten notes basically. So yeah, I think this was my journey, guys. My name is Ayush, and this is all it takes to be a solutions architect and to get this certification. So that's it for this video. Just comment down any question if you have, and if you don't want to ask in public, just DM me on Instagram at monkweb. I will answer every question. All right. So that was it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.